Either way, we're cooking with chickpeas today. So versatile, so easy to cook with.
And we're doing it with Tinky Weisblatt, food writer at tinkycooks.com. Tinky, I forgot my hat.
Oh, no.
I wanted to rock one like you because you always look fabulous.
I'll be back.
Okay.
That's true. And this is a great hat.
Thank you. It's very, well, the daisies are out, and then Ed is doing something with roses later, so we have a little fresh rose in there.
Oh, extra touch from the green thumb guru himself.
Yes.
So, which one do we want to do first?
We're going to do roasted
today?
chickpeas first.
Roasted chickpeas, okay.
And while we're roasting them, we'll talk about how wonderful chickpeas are.
Okay.
Mostly what I make here is not healthy food. It's good food, it's good ingredients, but it's not healthy.
No.
But right now my sister-in-law and I are on a nutritional cleanse.
Whoa.
So we are cooking lots of healthy things.
I feel like that's something we could talk about.
I'm on one of those too. So
they have to be healthy
perfect.
and delicious.
Okay.
So this is going to be roasted chickpeas. So if you're longing for a snack like nuts, you can only have a few nuts, but you can have quite a few chickpeas. So that's why we're roasting our chickpeas. So I have here in my cast iron pan, cast iron is ideal. This is a Lodge pan because they pre-season, but if you have an old pan, you can season it yourself. In any case, you can go straight from tabletop to oven. So all we do is we've heated a tablespoon of olive oil in here.
Okay.
Would you throw in the chickpeas?
I would love to.
This is about, well, it's supposed to be a cup and 3/4, but it turns out I didn't bring a big enough pan. You need a 12-inch pan. So this is a little less.
Okay.
So, and about a clove of garlic. Whoops. Let me just grab and...
So you don't want to use chickpeas from a can?
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can?
Well, here's the story.
Tell me the story.
What's the scoop?
The story is, and we're also going to put in some salt, because not too much, because we're going to have lots of nice spices. Sorry about the... Anyway. There we go. We're getting there.
You're fine in my book, Tinky.
And that's all we do so far.
Okay.
Wait, so what's the story about the can?
Okay.
The can's
the
okay.
The can is... Do you really... If I'm longing for hummus or roasted chickpeas...
Yeah.
I don't always think about it a day ahead of time in order to soak the beans and cook the beans. And then you have all these beans. And my neighbors are good at freezing things, so they freeze a cup at a time. These are actually canned, but they're organic.
The heart way, sometimes the belly wants what the belly wants.
Exactly.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah,
I'm a woman on the go, so if I want roasted chickpeas...
When you're making these, I should tell you, the important thing with roasting is, though, you want to really drain it well. So I actually drained this can before I came here this morning and put it in paper towels.
Oh, great idea.
Now, the next step is that this goes in the oven.
So before we season it?
Before we season it, because the spices could burn. And what you're going to do while you're in the oven is get out the one that I already made.
Oh, some TV magic's happening.
Yes.
But what are the spices that you want to use with roasted chickpeas? I mean, you could have them just like
whatever you want. You could use something Mexican. We're going Indian. Because India is one of the cultures where chickpeas are very popular. So as you can see, you can put them right there so they'll be safe.
Sure.
So they're kind of crunchy. And now we're going to put on, in this case, it's supposed to be a teaspoon of cumin, but the cumin was looking a little old, so it's a little more.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great... So the older the spice, the less potency it has.
Half teaspoon of curry powder, that's fresh. And I'm throwing in the coriander because I had it.
Okay.
It's not in the recipe online.
So this seems like a lot of spices, but you want them to have a lot of...
You want it to have, whoops.
Runaway chickpeas.
Yeah.
Now, let me touch them before you do because, yeah, they're touchable, but they're a little hot. So chickpeas are, can we have a minute to tell you about chickpeas and all their wonderful properties?
Go for it.
They're high in protein, they're high in fiber, they're high in iron. They are full of vitamins. They're so good for you, and you can do so many things with them. I personally find a plain chickpea extremely boring. My uncle loved them. He would eat them and just throw them in a salad. But once you put the spice in them, they're really good. Now, this does not last long. After about half an hour, it's going to lose its crunch. I eat them when they're not crunchy.
I was going to say, in about a half an hour, we'll have eaten all of them anyway.
But
they won't be here.
If you have them left over, you can just pop them in your oven on a cookie sheet or back in your cast iron pan, 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes, and they crisp right up again.
Now, Tiki, later in the show, we're going to use a lot of these same ingredients. We're adding a blender because we're going to make some spicy hummus.
Yes, we're making hummus.
No. I love this snack. Ooh, I forgot that was hot.
Yeah, sorry. Be careful.
Cool.
They're very tasty, aren't they?
I need to. So tasty.
Speaking of hot,
I have to make them at home.
Let's check in. No, not Nick Bannon, but the weather is hot.
It is a little hot.
Let's check in with
Bannon is hot.
Oh, says Tinky Weisblatt. Nick.
So, we're back with Tinky Weisblatt. She's a food writer. TinkyCooks.com is your website. Yeah, I would say you're a chef. A culinary expert, how about that?
Okay.
I
we
like
go.
your food.
Well, I like my food too, but a chef is a little beyond me, but that's fine. I'm happy to be called whatever you want to call me.
How about
And I'm
Tinky?
happy to be cooking chickpeas, which we should mention are also called garbanzo beans, in case you see them in the store and you're like,
Same thing.
same thing.
A lot of people can sub other different kinds of beans too in their hummus.
Absolutely, your cannellini are very delicious in a hummus. There are lots of beans you can use. I just, you know, they're so good. They're an ancient bean. I don't know if you guys know that they're not named after chickens. The Latin word for chickpea was Cicero, the orator. His family grew chickpeas, and that's why their name was Cicero. How do you like that?
Really?
How do you like them chickpeas? So we're going to throw our chickpeas. Now you can use a giant food processor. I like my little Cuisinart because you don't need. It's not that big a recipe.
Yeah, unless you're the Duggar family.
Exactly. This is a little more than our recipe because we're going to up a few things, but I had a few extra chickpeas. I said 1 3/4. This is closer to a little over 2 cups.
Just
but
the
that's
beans
fine.
in the food processor,
Yeah.
you're good, right?
Okay. Garlic, please.
Garlic, yeah, you bet.
And I've chopped up the garlic in advance because you don't want too many. You don't want to hit just the chunks, you know.
Right,
No.
right. No.
Unless you're me. I
Unless
like
you're
that
Seth
stuff,
Stutman,
yeah.
who loves the chunks of garlic.
Juice of 1 lemon,
Okay, freshly squeezed.
of course. Now what we're doing here is we're making it without the tahini because tahini, I love tahini, don't get me wrong. It's
very
recipe
good.
paste. But we're cutting down on the fat so we can eat a little more.
Okay.
So
Right
we're
on.
putting in a little bit of almond butter, which is another really good fat for you, and it's full of, and I use the chunky because I love it. So
Yeah.
just, yeah,
How
throw
much
me
can
a good spoonful would be good. Maybe
seems-
even a little more because we've increased the recipe. So maybe go to 2.
I'll get you some more.
Don't tell
Here we
anybody.
go. It'll be our little,
It's our secret.
our little TV secret.
Yeah.
And then what do we have? The paprika? Is that what you have there?
That's going to be smoked paprika. Yeah, we're going to put in also a little olive oil.
So paprika.
I'm going to put in the paprika after we do
Oh,
one
you bet.
quick mix.
Yeah, you tell me what to do. Oh,
Okay, a little olive oil,
Tell
like
me
2
when.
tablespoons. Just go round the
I'm not a good guesser.
mini Cuisinart. You're good. Good, that's plenty.
Okie dokie.
And then a little bit of, we don't want to get carried away on the salt because you can always add more salt.
Right.
Okay, then we're going to cover it up.
Easy. All right, so now this is spicy, right?
Well, it's spicy as in it has spices.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
ultra spicy.
Like spice-filled.
You can put in, well, first we're going to blend it. Oop. And I kind of go back and forth between chopping and blending and grinding, and eventually you can
Every
see
button on your...
I use every button.
Okay.
And it's going to get, we could go ahead and put in the spice. So the spice I'm choosing to use today, smell it before you put it in, it's so good, is smoked paprika, which I love. I just bought this from the spice bin at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
If it's
So I
not
just bought a little bit.
smoked,
the bulk
it won't have the
spices.
same...
It'll smell, it'll be delicious, but the smoked has a really lovely flavor, I think.
I bet it's going to do great things to the color of this
It's
dish,
going to make
too.
it beautiful. And hang on, we're going to chop and grind, but you know what? Instead of finishing chopping and grinding, I do happen to have some made up if you'd like to try it.
You do.
I
Someone
do.
came prepared.
Well,
Okay.
I love hummus, so I figured it wouldn't hurt me to have a little more
There's
in-house.
nothing wrong with extra hummus. Look at that. And then a
you
little
go.
smoked paprika on top for a little
I put a
garnish.
little extra on just to make a, but you can see how it makes it this beautiful sort of pumpkin-y color.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it look,
Now,
I
you
like
can use anything. You can use chili powder, you can use more cumin, you can use Cajun spices. It's whatever spice you want in your hummus. But I encourage you to experiment. And then, you know, when we're through, we're probably not going to do that right now because we're going to start eating.
Yeah.
But you can taste it and say, oh, I think it needs a little more of this, it needs a little more of that. But you've got lower fat hummus. It's delicious. It's a little thicker than traditional hummus,
Yeah,
but
which
you
I
can
like.
still pick it up. These are my Don't Shudder brown rice baked tortillas.
You know what?
I'm not gonna
in.
shut her. I'm
'Cause
gonna
I'm
try
just
it.
gonna load
Try
up
them.
so much hummus that it doesn't matter. Also, in case people missed it earlier in the show, we made roasted chickpeas. It's another great use for our chickpeas. Tinky, thank you so much.
You're
for swinging by.
welcome. My
seeing-
pleasure.
What a show between the art pieces and
It's
the
been a
roses
great
and
show.
this fun show. We should
I
do it
just
again.
bought a coloring book from that woman. I love her book.
Did you really?
Yeah. Wow.
Awesome.
so good.
By the way, so it's been
Aren't
such
those-
a great show.
We'll do those another time. Aren't those good, the brown rice tortilla chips?
If you're turning in late to